For the last couple of months, the black community has been holding Koreans by the throat because there has been a large handful of Korean celebrities, music industries, and companies taking advantage of black people, black culture, and black music. And several Korean celebrities being exposed for saying the N-word, promoting black stereotypes, and stealing our style and dances. Our music, our flow, our dances, they are using it to profit themselves. This caused a major setback between black people and Koreans because I argue Koreans and black people have one of the best relationships all across Asia and as for Asian Americans. So the hate and the response is completely understandable from the black community. However, I don't want people to forget racism is still a common thing when it comes to Korean society. And there is still a superiority complex when it comes to Koreans looking at Southeast Asians as inferior. But that is mainly coming from the older generation of Korean people, more on the line of boomers and Gen X. When it comes to the younger generation like millennials and Gen Alpha, for example, especially Gen Z, they are the most progressive, understanding, and open-minded like Hongdae guys out of anyone else. So to give credit where it's due, Korean people are absolutely amazing, with South Korea being the most influenced by black culture out of any other Asian country. I want to make this painfully clear. I have met many Koreans online and in person that are very grateful for black people and that is very encouraged of black people. Many of them want to even befriend, get to know, marry, or even date black people, especially seeing more black people get the spotlight in roles like acting, modeling, and being an artist. We in the black community have seen the cons when it comes to Korean people and their society. What I do not think is fair is to dismiss them entirely. I have seen thousands upon thousands of black people learning Korean, and they have the greatest experiences and the greatest time not only learning the language, but spending so much time with Korean people. And I find it very disappointing and disheartening that some people in the black community are not only dismissing them entirely, but truly believing that we have no Korean allies. Which, for the record, I have 3 Korean mutuals who are not very supportive of black and Asian solidarity, but they are friends of black people. I have befriended many Koreans throughout my time, and I still do, and they always prove to me to be one of the greatest friendships I've ever had. However, the top 3 strongest relationship that black people have with Asian ethnicities is Korean, Thai, and Cambodian by a long shot. Let's also understand that the fetishization amongst Korean society also need to be addressed, because there are Korean people who use black people solely because of what we have down here or the sexual stereotypes that they receive from America. And yet at the same time, I've seen so much genuine love, respect, and wonder from Korean people as well towards the black community. Also, as a bonus, do you know the largest Asian ethnicity that is marrying and having kids with the black community? Yeah, you guessed it. Koreans. Like I said before, there are multiple things that need to be addressed, but I want to put this in case in point. We have the strongest relationship with them, so we should not be messing it up. To the Koreans, same goes to you. Let's do everything you can to continue, educate yourself, and to keep building this relationship.
I just need y'all to stop being scary. Black women, I need you to shoot your shot. Asian men, let me tell you something. Baby, we love y'all. Don't let the culture fool you. We love Asian men. We love y'all. We love y'all. Y'all just gotta stop being a little bit shy. But black women, if there's ever a time where you need a black woman to confirm the appreciation of the culture, the love of the baby, what? Baby, I'm all here for the accent. I'm all here for the culture. I'm here for everything. Shoot your shot. What do you got to lose? You have some beautiful bilingual babies with global passports. Okay.
No doubt, the biggest ally that Asians have are still the black people. No doubt about that. I mean, you heard what that guy said at the intro. The relationship that exists right now between Asian, Korean, and black people, even in music, you can see the infusion of black culture, black people. Are you aware there's hip hop music in Korea? But in their language. So where did they get it from? This is because there is an acceptance. Black people have been so liberal, they've been so loving, they've been so kind to every culture, every race, that literally everybody can infuse, let me use the right word, can copy black Americans. In whatever they do, you see the trace of black Americans, because you find there's virtually no place that you won't see black Americans. Black people, black Americans in Asia, in Africa, in Australia, in Europe, the culture of the Black Americans is traceable, is touchable. That is why you see it is very easy for the Asians to say that, oh, Black people, they're the greatest allies, they're the greatest, and it's a fact. Let's go check out a couple of videos so that I say I'm just giving you just a video and I'm concluding. No, I'm not going to conclude on just one video. There are a couple of more videos I want you to watch, and when I come back truly, you let me understand your view, your perception. What exactly do you understand when Asians are saying their biggest ally are Black Americans? Credit belongs to the original creator of every content and stitches. And don't forget, this is Keisha's Watch. Subscribe, like, and share.
I'd gotten a lot of really supportive messages on the one video I made with anti-blackness in anime, but I also did get a disappointing number of people who chose to overlook what I was saying to instead say, like, why do you even care? Like, you're Asian. Why do you care if, like, about racism toward black people? Like, and I think you shouldn't have to be personally invested to care. Um, as a kid, I didn't really learn about anti Blackness at all. And it was only when I got older and I was looking into my own history as Asian Americans that I realized how much we gained from the African American civil rights movements. Um, our first leaders in the Asian American civil rights movement were heavily inspired by the Black Panthers. In fact, some of them were even members of the Black Panthers. This man here is Richard Aoki. He was one of 3 Japanese Americans who joined the Black Panthers. Especially in the 1960s and 70s, there were many Japanese Americans involved in civil rights activism, like Richard Aoki, I just mentioned, Yuri Kochiyama, Mike Tagawa, I believe, and part of that was from their experiences of internment. Even today, Japanese Americans remain one of the most progressive ethnicities of Asians in America. And I do want to reemphasize that you shouldn't have to get personal benefits from something in order to empathize with that cause, but I want to just really drive home how much Asian Americans have benefited from Black Americans. For instance, it might be hard to read this, but Langston Hughes is here speaking and criticizing the use of the atomic bomb. He basically believes that it would not be used against white countries. Now, obviously, the atomic bomb has not been used again since it was dropped on Nagasaki, but he had valid reasons to fear that. I mean, General Douglas MacArthur was very much of the mind that we should just nuke Korea off the map and that would solve the communist fear during the Korean War. And Martin Luther King, in his 1967 address, I believe, in this address he spoke to recognize the horrors and the tragedies that Vietnamese people had to face during the Vietnam War. Malcolm X, friends with Yuri Kochiyama, was also an advocate against the use of nuclear weapons in Cold War Asia. I'm not trying to say this in order to diminish any racism that and prejudices that the Asian American and African American community have had against each other throughout centuries. But what I am saying is that we ultimately have a common struggle and cause against white imperialism, and that trying to constantly blame one side or the other and buy into white supremacist ideas is harmful to everyone. This page is from the Nadia Kim's book Imperial Subjects, and she speaks about how even Korean soldiers and civilians noticed the difference in treatment that white soldiers and black soldiers received. And additionally, they showed that they felt a little more companionship and fraternity with black Americans than with white Americans based on similar experiences of oppression. And some people are going to accuse me of cherry picking, and I do agree. I am picking out examples that support my idea that Black people and Asians can be allies for each other. There's been plenty of examples of crimes against both sides by either party, but I don't think that that ultimately should be what we allow to characterize our community's relationships with each other. And especially as an Asian American, I've firsthand benefited from um, a lot of Black movements. I mean, when I was a child, I grew up in a predominantly white space, and I would be a little distant from other children of color because I was worried about becoming a bigger target for harassment and racism that I faced a lot. And as I got older, I went to a high school that was, 51% black. It was very diverse. And that's where I first learned to really love and accept myself. And it was because oftentimes owed to these friendships I'd formed with black women. And as somebody who is dating a black woman, I feel like it's my duty. Like I've been her friend for years before we were dating. And I think I do need to learn more about my partner's community in order to be a better um, support for them. And I think that too many of us don't really consume content outside of our specific niches, or we only want to learn about things that we find directly applicable to ourselves. But at the end of the day, we're all connected. And I think learning about each other can really never be a bad thing. Because I am only human, there are some subjects that I generally won't make videos about just because I've received um, a lot of hateful comments in the past for trying to bring that to light. But I do want to still try to encourage education and discourse. So I think in the next video, I'm going to make about why there's a lot of Asian owned businesses in Black neighborhoods and other histories that I think are applicable to our daily lives. But I do apologize if I don't address something that might people might want me to. Just because in the past I have had to private videos because it was taking a toll on my mental health.
The reason why black men loves Asian women is because we
Filipina and Asians, man, they are beautiful, man. They're gorgeous, man. I really believe that black, and Asian and Filipina, you know what I'm saying? It's a really great match too as well because listen, man. Listen. If you know, you know. Go look at them right now, man. Tell me they not gorgeous. You go right now and tell me they ain't. Cause it is. It's a great match.